Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Welcome back. Who wants to see Guido versus Bean? Beanhole Bandit. Who wants to see it? I do. I do. But I couldn't. You know why? Because he was anonymized. That's why. That's why. Bean was anonymous. Well, I have his replay. I have my replay. This is a game that he and I were both in. You can see I'm over on the other side of my WZ-132-1. Pooey. Terrible tank. But anyway, I'm driving that thing. We have 3 artillery. We have giant TDs. He's in a TD. Holy cow. Chaos. Dogs and cats living together. It's a tier 10 shoot show. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Bean sent me this replay kindly enough so that we could see 2 sides of the same battle, which is going to become a, well, we'll get there. We'll get to what happens. Holy cow. I am going to be flaming the tier 10 meta for a while now, so get used to it. Get used to it. We're going to be talking about it for a while because I am playing a bunch of tier 10 light tanks, and I am telling you it is a disaster zone. So let's see, what do we got? We got a couple heavies going over to the north. We have a Type 5 slowly trying to cross. We have 1, 2 giant TDs camping, and we have a decent amount of guys headed up this way. Let's see what they do. And then, of course, we have Bean in his Sturv. Camping, yeah, sort of, but he's actually moved forward into a supporting position. He's not the FV 4005 or 215B. What is the 4005 expecting to have happen when there's a 268-4 and a 277 down there? How long? He's just willing to wait 5 minutes until his team loses and somebody shows up to shoot. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. We got a leopard. We got a, holy cow, look at that clown in the WZ-132-1 goofing around in the middle. Super Conqueror looks like he was trying to cross, or it was a weird direction. Maybe he was just turtling up behind those rocks as he was trying to get to the ramp. We'll see on my replay what he was doing. Type 5's clicking on the middle because, yes, dude, they're in the... Oh, look at that. Oh, look, get that guy. Get that dude. Oh, geez, you let that Guido clown get up the top. There was no shot anyway from there. Doesn't look like you actually have a shot from that bush. And I thought maybe if you shifted over to this bush, but it would only be fleeting if you did. So we got Bean. I don't know what his anonymized name was. Probably we need a call sign for Bean for this that we can use. There's our 4005 or the enemy, depending on how you want to look at it. I need a call sign, an anonymized name for Bean. Let's see, because we don't know what his anonymized name is. We're going to call him Legume Square. All right, so the Legume Square. I don't know. That's the best I could come up with. All right, the LS. LS is here looking for shots. And this is kind of what you get when you play a Sturv. You spin around in place in a bush. You got your binocs going and your camo. You got some smlunlak, some Swedish food, smelnjak, and then you are the square legume. All right, here we go. We're going to move. We're going to move. This is just going to be semi-comedic commentary for a long time. Look. If the only reason the green team isn't down... Wait, let me get this. The only reason the green team isn't in this black area because it's just inaccessible. I think it's gravity. They've all fallen down to the bottom of the map. And they cannot... They're stuck. They're stuck to the back of the map. They cannot move. Tier 10, man. Holy cow. All right, knock that tree down. Good. Good. Did you guys know that the count for trees down in the API stops at 60,001? At 60. So if you've been around for a while and you've knocked a lot of trees down, you are by definition tied as the #1 player in trees knocked down. I'm just saying, if you've been around long enough and you've knocked down a lot of trees, you probably have 60,001 trees knocked down on your API. Or on your record in the API, and you are now tied with quite a few people, but you are now tied as the best player in trees knocked down in World of Tanks. I think that's really good, and a good lesson in taking stats and turning them into something that looks good. My dog has decided to bring her bone in here and bash it into my desk. Good plan, Mocha, good plan. Get the Udes. I'm a little bit conflicted here. That is my team. Oops. Get into the crit damage. Look how fast this thing reloads. This is just a beast of a tank. He's only hitting for 400. But it doesn't take long for 400 to whittle you down. Now that probably hurt too. And now we're going to creep forward. We're going to have a little bit of an issue right here. And it would have been really nice if you could have managed to drown yourself, Legume, because later on it's not pleasing what you do to me. But why are you driving through the middle of the... I don't know. I was hoping he would drown right there, but he's not. He's in some chemical concoction of a geyser. That is actually pretty cool. I don't know if you guys ever noticed how cool that looks. Pretty amazing right there. You don't see it a lot because not a lot of people fight on this part of the map. How many cool things are on maps in this game that nobody really sees because it's in a useless spot? He has a bad time with this guy. He has a bad time. He slightly looked down, or look up. The other guy slightly looked down and has a little bit better shot on his top. So he puts one into him. That might have been in the side. I don't know. He's trying to figure out how to get to his top. And pretty soon, Bean realizes that is not working out for me. That I am not built for this. That does not work. Thank goodness for him. Unfortunately for me, my artillery is not busy shooting at him because they're busy trying to survive the guys who are pushing at him over there on the northeast. And all of a sudden, there's that dude. He's kind of looking around. He's like, oh, look out. He's going to get beamed. He got beamed. He got legumed. It is all over for the enemy / my friendly 103. So Bean's going to reposition here, trying to push in and support. He drives through more chemical hot spot or hot pot or geyser or whatever it is. I want you to note my T95 E6 buddy, who is busily... Oh, there he is. Get that guy. Shoot that dude. Oh, you missed him. He went up onto the carrier and sat there, and he will not move for the rest of the game, folks. He actually stays... He actually stays on the stinking carrier. I mean, look at this. Tier 10 disaster. It is kind of interesting at the end. This is not bad. Now, here's where I make some big mistakes. I'm kind of running around. Bean knows that I'm lit. He goes ahead and gets himself sorted. And I make a big mistake. I think I have to do something big here. So I'm going to go ahead and strafe this Foch B. He'll never see me coming. How clever am I? Oops, well, I got past the Foch, but I did not get past the Bean. And oh, by the way, I think I bounced that stupid Foch. I did. I didn't get anything out of it. But the T-26 gets a chunk of him and probably saves me from dying because it forces Bean off of the ledge right there and he backs out. So I got nothing out of that except for losing 2/3 of my hit points. That was a very, very bad trade right there. Super Conqueror is up in the back corner. I'm trying to get something done. The T-95E6 refuses to come off the carrier, and the Type 5 is just a great big, boat driving around. So I get hit by Artie. That was fantastic. And now I'm down to 400. So I've just basically run out of all kinds of options that I had when I had hit points. So Bean's right here, and then I don't know what this move is, but it's not good. In fact, it's terrible. And it has a very predictable result. I remember seeing that while I was driving around the Scout going, what? How do you camp so hard back in those bushes and then drive out onto a giant promontory and go, no one's going to see me. Yeah, this should be fine. I don't get it. All right, so Bean moves. The T-26 is up on top. Holy cow. He's going to get a shot. He does, but that guy backs out. 100% hit points, by the way, folks. Hasn't taken a hit. Got his nice, fancy reward tier 10 tank, and he's hanging out on the carrier. I'm just glad he didn't try to come help me. You know what I mean? Thank goodness he didn't actually get off that carrier and try to help me with this battle. This is the best part of the battle. I love this part. All right, watch this amazing part. It's my favorite. It is not Legume's favorite. I'll tell you that much for nothing. Look at that WZ. Get him. Get him. You can get him. There you're going to hit him? Yep. Oh, thank God. So he hits me for only 390 and I live. I see him. Oh, he takes a hit. He misses. Oh, it was a bounce. I didn't notice. The T-96 dude sees him. He's standing in. He bounces another one. He takes a shot. He decides to take this guy. Oh, that was your mistake. Alrighty, so let's move on to mine. Let's move on to mine and see what it looked like from the other side. Alright, let's take a look at mine. Remember when I talked about the dog coming in and faffing about in the office? And then she managed to throw up. That was great. Dog's a piece of work, man. This dog is a piece of work. It has two modes, eat and sleep. That's it. Eat and sleep. Dog was a stray, so I think that the central core lesson of its life when it was young was, I'm freaking hungry. So it will eat anything that even slightly remotely resembles food. Moke, you want a treat? You want a treat? Here she comes. Anyway, had to let her out, and you can get her to do anything with a treat. I'll tell you what, that was just a little sidebar. Here is my view in the WZ-132-1. We spawned obviously on the other side, so here comes the actual good guys, the actual good green team, right? Come up here looking for a shot. Oh, holy cow, there goes somebody. I'll just shoot him. That worked. And for a wonder, somebody missed me on their first shot. That's awesome. So we got that shot taken care of, and the Sheridan is a little bit hurt. So I'm just looking now for an opportunity to get up there and get rid of that dude. So we got the Type 5 running across. Come up here. One of the biggest problems with this tank, look how far up and over I had to come just to get a shot. All the way up and over. No depression on this. Very difficult to use places like this right here. Or tanks with depression like the Leopard. Really anybody but a Chinese tank or most Russian tanks. So I've taken a shot there. I don't want to hang out here too much. If I keep going to this well a whole bunch, that's going to get the attention of Artie, and I'm going to be pretty quickly disappeared. I just make a runner straight up. Unfortunately, the Leopard was not quite ready for me. I'm able to come up and over. Now, one thing I was looking for is, if you look back here, the Udez, we didn't have any other red guys popping up and over. If there were red guys back over here, then I probably couldn't have done this. But because I just hadn't seen many, and oh, by the way, who would it be anyway? The Sheridan's up here. The Leopard, I know where it is. The 430U, okay, could be him. The rest of them are heavies and TDs, and I do not expect them to be sitting down there. So just going off reading the map, I figure I can make this move. The thing I do need to watch out for, though, is I know they've got some heavy hitters down here, and I do not want to expose myself to being shot from down below. I was hoping to find the Sheridan not paying attention right there. So really what I want to do is see if I can get some shots on their heavies, and maybe if I can coax the Sheridan to come down and fight. Considered going back against the Leopard, but now my guys are getting lights on these guys. So, oh, and again, the gun depression is going to troll me a little bit right here. I don't want to go up and over that ridge, because by the time I come up and over and start pointing down, those guys will be able to easily spin on me. I did get lit, so probably the top of my turret, or maybe the front of my tank got lit by the Sheridan, who's around the corner right there. The Leopard one, whatever, dude. I don't know what. I don't know why you thought that was going to work. This was a bummer. Boop. Bounced off. I don't know what. I guess it actually hit the turret. The stinking 268 V4 is looking at me. All he has to do is thump me with HE, and I'm in a big hurting status, so I'll just back out of there for a minute. One of the reasons I can do this is because I know they don't have anybody on the middle, right? As a matter of fact, the 50-51's been spotted on the other side there, and I think the 430U as well. Just sneak a shot onto his turret. He misses. But now that Type 5 and the Super are in there, and I'm looking for one of them to be a little bit foolish and back out. I know they've got a Type 5 as well, so I don't want to go and sell out too soon. There we go. Finally get a shot into the back of that guy. Then I see the Type 5 and I'm thinking, all right, maybe I can take him out. It can be a little bit tricky threading a shot through there, and look at him, he's looking at me. just staring at me. So I'm not going to poke out. That's why I did the camera the way I did. I wanted to know where he was. So I see that the 68 V4 side is to me, but I don't really know where the 277 is. I'm going to take a chance here real quick. Oh, he was looking at me. That sucked, but I do sneak a heat shot into him. Thank you, Mr. 2. This is an opportunity to dive on the Type 5, but I decided not to. Now, both those guys are kind of looking. The T26E5 has come up, our buddy. So I think he was camping in the back, wasn't he? And then he moved up, or was he in the middle? I don't remember. You'll have to look at it. Those guys are now getting sandwiched by a JPZ Super and Type 5, and I'm just looking for an opportunity. That's what I wanted to know, if the 277 was really still sitting there. I bounced one. That was a bit of a hasty shot. Type 5, rightly so, goes after I'm trying to just put one right there. There we go. The Type 5, rightly so, goes after the 268 version 4. And this looks actually pretty good. We're in pretty good shape right here, actually. Not bad. We're up 6-3. We've won this. And how do we not throw this away? Well, you start by not walking into a bunch of big TDs. But we do have a problem back at the cap in that we're going to get evened up kills-wise because they're starting to gobble up all of our guys. So I start heading back. 295E6 sits up top. The Type 5, for some unknown reason, at least initially, starts going to push their cap. Thank goodness the Super Conch and the JPZ are going back. But this is going to be a difficult approach for me. I'm just hoping there's nobody over there. Guess what there is? That's where Bean is. There he is. I see that. I don't know it's Bean. Oh, what is his name in my replay? I do know his name. Hold on. What is Legume's name in my replay? Why can't I see it? Oh, there it is. Hansa Tomsk. Hansa Tomsk. Hamza Tomsk. The square legume. All right. I'm going to pop up here, get a little shot on that guy. And we're bounce off the side of a Foch. No gun depression. Oh, look. Artillery's shooting at me. Imagine that. Not the best place to be. I'd love to get that 430, but there's so many big guns up there staring at me. I've got to come back. And now I feel like, you know what? That stupid Sturv's a problem. Don't want to get hit by him. I'm actually kind of lucky he didn't get a shot there, only because he was busy with that other dude. Let's see if we can sneak a shot and just kill him right here. Yeah, that'll get him. Oh, stupid. That would have saved me a lot of hit points had I been able to take him out right there. Isn't it kind of interesting when you see multiple views on just exactly how fights get to where they are? If just a couple things go different in some of these, how different the outcome might be. I think that's really interesting. That Foch is somewhere behind me. I'm just taking a chance now. See if we can get a shot on this guy. There we go. We got him out. Oopsie, there he is. And the Artie sees me. And the Sturv now knows where I am. And I don't have lots of good options. And I'm thinking, oh golly, am I going to get shot in the back by the Foch? Yep, probably. Let's make a runner. Please don't hurt me. And we get away. Super Conqueror gets the 430U, and now I'm kind of back to, all right, I feel a bit better about this, but holy cow. 4 big old TDs. Foch gets a light on me. That was a bummer. I should have stuck tighter to the side. I really wanted to make this move without somebody seeing me. Unfortunately, they know where I am. So I'm just going to keep the motion going. Foch headed downhill, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, geez, is he going to miss me? Oh. Boom. Okay, so what on earth? That is nowhere near center of mass, is it, folks? It is shifted forward. Isn't that interesting? It's still not center of mass. I don't know if I've ever noticed that, really, or paid close attention to where it actually aims. And what that got me was, when I was at more of an angle, it got me shooting into this portion of the tank. Okay, well, there you go. I look at the Sturv thinking, well, that sucks. He's got me. He's certainly going to shoot me again. Son of a gun. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Oh, hey, look. He got busy, remember? He got busy worrying about that guy up there. Again, isn't it interesting when you have both views, how you can see things went down? I wasn't really sure at the time how it was that guy didn't kill me. or why it was that he was moving. But that was why, right there. And that guy, of course, was the legume, the bean, the anonymized bandit. So we'll come around here. We'll move up to the top. I thought about going back at the Foch B, but with 2 artillery, all this open area, it's just not a great place to be. The Sturv's kind of got that area up there locked down. There's not much I can do about him. The Foch gets me lit again, unfortunately. Lights me up trying to get away. There's the stinking artillery clown sitting on the red line. No offense to stinking artillery clowns. I love you all. Move around here. And I'm trying to just do this without knocking down a tree because I feel like with the artillery staring at where I went, if a tree goes down. Look at that. There's my buddy. I didn't know what had happened at the time, but I do now. He just drove up and over on the top. I'm thinking, oh, great. Now we've lost our Super Conqueror. Now it's me, the T96 E5 guy, who is still up on the carrier. Great. And a Type 5 Heavy, who has pushed into their cap. At this point, I'm just going to try to use that. I'm hoping beyond hope the Type 5 can do something. What he did, and unfortunately I didn't mention it, and you may have saw it on the replay, what he did do for us, and I guess maybe I didn't go long enough because Bean did watch the rest of this. He did draw the FV and the 4005 back in that direction. But I've got to deal with the Foch first, who then takes down, unfortunately, the HMC. And that really hurt us. That was the big thing we had. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to get a shot on him. There we go. He's going to try to turn. Big mistake on his part, backing up and turning. He should have just spun. That was the only way he was going to get a shot on me. I know that the Sturv is back there. Look how far forward that auto-aim is going. That's incredible. I didn't realize it did that. Does it do it on all attacks? I may have to look into that. Because that's a huge limb fact for taking on this tank. Interesting. All right. We'll come around here. I do get hit by the Sturv. And I'm thinking, well, the Sturv may get another shot. I'm just going to have to hope I can kill this guy first. That bounce saved my life. He did get another shot. I just got very, very lucky. Of course, he didn't miss any other shots but that one. Now he's trying to make a runner. He's like, oh, who do I go after? Don't kill me. And I got the bean. I got the bean. And from here, it's just trying to figure out how to dig out the FV and the 4005 when my T95E6 buddy is simply going to sit up there and do nothing. So I head this way, and I think, well, I'm probably not going to be able to cross down there. Let's head back this way and see if I can't get into a position to support the Type 5. I was also a bit concerned they might just drive onto cap and cause us issues. So we'll take a look. He gets the HMC out. This was probably one of the biggest mistakes I made, except for the one run where I lost on my hit points. I should have been helping out the 4000 or the Type 5. And if I had to do again, I would have come around this direction here, like I was headed initially, and just come up with the 4005 and try to take these guys on. I don't think we would have ended up winning it that way. See, the 90, I think I keep calling it a 96 E5, but the 95 E6, I mean, I don't get it, man. What's he looking for? I think he's having kind of the same idea I am. These TDs are still going to be in this general area, but it turns out they both turned around, and I faffed around so long over by the cap that they're able to get back. That was my first indication that that's what was going on, because the FV shows up back at the cap over there. I don't have a shot. We'll speed this up. They're just trying to find a shot on the Type 5. He won't last long because they both have a lot of hit points. And, of course, they both have big HE guns. I find the 4005 here. Get at least one shot, maybe two on him, as I recall, before he gets away. Nope, he's actually going to get away. There we go. Building's in the way. I can't quite figure out how to get a shot on him. I don't know if it was the Type 5 or potentially the T95, but one of them got one more shot on the FV. And you can see that he's now a two-shot to me. We'll go ahead and hopefully get one. That looks like it went too far left. And now we're just looking around. And at this point, my next move is come around the top, hoping beyond hope that I can get a spot. Although I don't know how the T95E6 can really support me from clear the crap back there. I'm not even sure he has draw distance to where those two are right now, even from that promontory. We'll see here for a while, hoping they make a mistake. My thought was maybe they would go for the cap and go for a win. I don't know why they didn't, to be quite honest. They had plenty of hit points to do so. Interesting that they had as much worry about the scout out spotting him as I had about them having too many hit points and not being able to take them out before they actually saw me and took me down. So we'll take a dangerous approach, but at this point, it's just trying to figure out how to somehow save this game. T95 E6 does nothing, and I just drive up here. Unfortunately, I get spotted pretty quickly. I change my mind, come over to the right side. I'm really hoping to get a hold of one of them at least. Maybe the T or the 4005 is in a bad spot, but he sees me and nukes me before I can do a damn thing. And Dunzo. Uh-oh. Oh, geez. Boof. So the 4005 had actually stayed up there in that same exact spot. It looks like I did hit him with that last shot, potentially. But it ends up being a draw because they aren't able to get to the T95 E6. So I liked that because the two views give you a definite different picture of how the battle went. I do a lot of replay reviews, and we talk about the individual player, what he's doing, what it looks like the enemy team is doing. And oftentimes you don't have a good idea of what the other team's doing because you don't even have a one replay. In this case, I was able to look at a lot of what they were doing, kind of understand how it was that my team, the effect of the enemy team, what that effect was on my team as I ran around. So I hope you guys liked that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see ya.